Mr. AmosBrown.
Good morning. All right, I got to figure out the clicker. Little does this interpreter know the trouble you're about to be the Lydia Chalice of Indianapolis here. Okay, which one is forward and, well, there's only one way to find out. Forward and back. Wait, what is this? Okay, page up. Page up. I'm gonna get over here. They told me I had to look over here. Nope. It's page down. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. Here we go. Oh, all right. Look at the screen. Watch the interpreter. Because we're going to tell you some things you have not read in the Star and you have not seen on 6, 8, 13, and 59. Where does our population... Because in order to understand 2020, you got to understand where we are right now. Still, most people in the metropolitan area live in the city, 51-49. White population, 57% in the suburbs, 43% in the city. African American population, even though suburban growth was great in the last decade, 90% of the African American population lives, when I say city, it's Indianapolis, Marion County, no disrespect to all the little included cities, one city, one county. 90% in the city, 10% in the suburbs. Of our Hispanic community, 78% in the city, 22% in the suburbs. And we always forget our Asian community, but we're not going today. Let me press. Here we go. The Asian community, 54% in the suburbs, 46% in the city. In terms of the racial diversity of the metro, 75% of the metro is white, 16% black, 6% Hispanic. You look at the numbers. When we look at the suburbs, it's a little different diversity, 90% white, the remainder minority. In the city, less than 60% of the city is white, 28% black, pushing 10% Hispanic. Household composition. When you look at the metro, this is not an Ozzie and Harriet Obama Huxtable's metro. Less than half of all households are married couple families in the metropolitan area. 27% of all households are people that live alone. 13.5% are single female families. In the suburbs, different composition. 61% of households in the suburbs are married families. But again, 21% living alone. But in the city, it's a different scenario. Only 7% of households in Indianapolis and Marion County are married families. 32% of households live alone. The city is not the suburbs. One little factor here. Youth 18 in this city. Indianapolis is a majority city for youth. 38% of youth in this town are African American, 14.5% are Hispanic, only 46% of youth in this city are white. Now you're looking at a little bit of the future of Indianapolis. Next slide. Where do African Americans live? I want to crush the myth today once and for all. We do not live in Center Township. We are not overly concentrated in the inner city. If we can do anything in the Chautauqua today is bury that myth 20 feet under in a concrete sarcophagus. It's over. And look at the evenness of where African Americans live throughout the township areas of the city and county. Where do Hispanics live? It's kind of spread out, a little disproportionate. Largest township is Wayne Township. But again, spread all over. Where do Asians live? Oh, you see that blue at the top? That's Perry Township. Has the largest grouping of the Asian population in this city. Not Washington, not Pike, not Lawrence, little old Perry. Talk about breaking diversity myths. Oh, here's another diversity myth. On your right side, this is the split between the old city, that's IPS, the old IPD area, the old fire department area, and the old suburbs at the time of Unigov, at the time of the merger. Look where it is today. The population of this city revolves around the townships, not the inner city, not IPS. For African Americans up to the year 2000, the majority of African Americans in this city lived in the IPS school district. But between 2000 and 2010, it flipped. The majority of African Americans live in the old township areas, not IPS. When policymakers say our schools are IPS, they are lying to you. Our IPS contains a minority of all public school children in this city: white, black, Latino. If we're going to talk about education and talk about it real, we've got to talk about education wherever it is, not just in a school district that has been losing population. Tell the Chamber of Commerce guy about that when he gets here. This slide also reinforces what I just said. IPS is not the fountainhead of this city anymore. Next slide. What kind of neighborhoods do African Americans live in? 55% of African Americans live in a black majority neighborhood. 45% do not. Indianapolis is more southern in flavor because southern doesn't have those rigid dividing lines as northern or midwestern cities do. 19%, maybe now 20% of Hispanics live in a neighborhood that's 1/3 Hispanic. We have Hispanic neighborhoods. We have Hispanic housing complexes. There are precincts where Hispanic voters are the largest group in that precinct. That's something the Star ain't told you. Look at the racial diversity in the township areas. Oh, this figure is not students. That's all people. So in Pike, 46% of the Pike area is black. 41% of the IPS area is black. Y'all didn't know that, did you? You just learned it today. Look at even Little Speedway. 18% of Speedway, that's 1 in 6, are African American. And oh, by the way, the I-STEP scores of African Americans in the Speedway schools are among the top scores of any school district or charter in this city or county. Look at it. These are townships based on 2011 income. That's the median household income in Center, just above $20,000. That's the median income in Clay Township. Look at the diversity of income. Some would say it's income disparity. I just say it's the diversity of income in some of the key townships in this area. Look at black. In Center Township, as of 2011, median black household income fell below $20,000. The last time median black income was that low was in the 60s, and that was a decent income, less than $20,000. Look at the disparity just of African American black median household income in this city. That's going to be a growing problem. Finally, minorities in this state comprise 83% of the growth in the state of Indiana in the last decade. It comprised 2/3 of the growth in the metropolitan area. It comprised all of the growth in the city, all of it. It comprised 28% of the growth in the suburbs. If the African American and the Asian and the Latino communities' population had not grown, this region and this city would have been a region and city in decline, not a city and a region in growth. And the growth out in the townships was fueled by minority. If we're going to look at the year 2020, we've got to keep in mind where we are today. I'm going to hold questions. I'm going to let the guy from IU, I'm going to see whether IU is as smart as I am or I'm dumber than IU. I'll take your questions in a little bit. Was he able to keep up? Give him a hand. Anybody can keep up with me.